experience it on the latest Samsung phone. Introducing the Samsung Galaxy S20 5G. Right now.
Everyone is talking about 5G now. Everybody, you're seeing stories about 5G towers being burned. I kind of almost hate admitting I called that because you know how they could frame that against me, but I'm not calling for anything illegal or any destruction of property, but I did tell you that would happen. What do you think about it? Is it the real threat?
For 5G speeds to be so fast, cell phone companies are going to have to put up tens of thousands of mini towers outside of stores and restaurants and maybe even on a telephone pole right outside your home.
Peace, family. George Megan here, live in Philadelphia, outside the Art Museum. What I'm showing you guys now is parts of these 5G towers that they're putting up all over the city. When you look above the street light, you got those big bronze things, one up there in the front and one in the back. Those are your 5G towers. And he was explaining to us how they got to install the towers. I'm gonna turn around here. As I turn around here, I'm zooming in. If you look into the trees, and the trees, you can see another tower. You can actually see another tower sitting up down there. So they putting them up like basically all over the city, and all in the downtown area. Yeah, it's true. While we're on these lockdowns, they're actually implementing the 5G towers. So yeah, these are the 5G towers that's going up. These are what they look like. So now you get a chance to look for them in your respective cities that you're in. Those big oval-shaped bronze looking things right at the top of the light. So all right, so peace.
All this shit wasn't here just the other day. Trip on this pole. Beyond this point, radio frequencies filled at this site may exceed FCC rules for human exposure. What? Let's back up a little bit. That's 5G right there. In our fucking neighborhood. Look at this power box. Chip on this. This thing is humming right now. Look at this, brand new. Look at this thing. They just put in this. This is fucking shot out work. See how you can tell they just did it? You can tell they just did it because look at this. Look at this shit. What is this? Huh? You tell me. Sure is fucking humming. We need to call this, guys?
Okay, here we go, fellas and ladies and gentlemen. Good Saturday morning. I'm here with my radiation meter. I'm here on Pressman and Mosier, okay? My meter already spiking the hell off like it's crazy. Bottom number's supposed to be 0.200. Top number's supposed to be 1,000. Look at how these numbers jumping. And I got my meter just pointing up straight in the air. I pointed straight. Just to give y'all a little bit more accurate reading, right? 14, that's just pointing down the street. I just turned around. Look how high that number is going. This is radiation around here. And guess what is right on the corner? Why is this radiation reading spiking so drastically? Well, here we go. Look at that. 5G tower. Now let's go up here to this. Now you see how my meter is just jumping off. Bottom number supposed to be 0.200. We at 0.800 right now. Top number supposed to be 1,000. Where you at? You at 1,300 now. I am about 10 feet away from this pole. So that means everybody in these surrounding homes are getting radiation poison. All of them. Because your walls can't protect you from it. Look, I'm at 4,000 already. 3,000. And it's jumping back down. Now as I get closer to the pole, 2,300. Come on, y'all. I ain't retarded. I ain't doing this myself. I ain't doing this. Wow, look at that. RF Public, keep back. 2400. That's rising. Look at that. That spiked up to 5,000. People, radiation poisoning is real. Y'all better stay away from these towers. If they're in your neighborhood, you need to contact the congressperson, city council. Tell them get this dangerous radiation poisoning out your neighborhoods. This where people dropping dead from. And this ain't me posting somebody else's video. This is in Baltimore, Moja, and Preston, Payson, or whatever the name of this goddamn street is. But I got loved ones living on this street, and they dying from this radiation poison, but they telling us it's corona. Look at this. Look at this. I'm just random, just turning around. Look where it's peaking at. 2,300, 32. Man, these are dangerous levels of radiation in these neighborhoods. And if we ain't playing, I mean, we keep playing around with our lives, they gonna tell us we dying from anything. Look at this. Look at this.
So who is behind this? The contractors, who all have permits, won't tell the county what the fiber is for. We found the word Verizon printed on some pipes, but a Verizon spokesman would only confirm that yes, it's their installation, but would not say why.
So somebody on my channel asked for actual proof that it is 5G that they're installing in the schools. Well, here I have it, guys.
What are you guys doing here?
Fiber optics.
What is it for?
For school?
For what though?
Just internet.
For what kind of internet?
E-text?
Does that have anything to do with 5G?
Yes.
So they're installing 5G here at this school? Do you know why they're doing it while all the parents are at home and nobody knows what's going on?
Well, this actually started since December last year.
Oh, so since it started last year, it's perfectly okay. It's not my fault.
And this is nothing to do with what's going on or none of that.
Okay,
So-
so it's not being done behind our backs.
Liar. Complete liar. You're doing it behind everybody's backs while they're in lockdown.
No.
Do you know that 5G is going to be very harmful for children and that cancer is going to skyrocket? What you're doing is going to harm a lot of children.
I hope not. I mean,
What do you mean you hope not, you scum piece of dog shit?
I'm just a contractor for them, so
I know. A lot of us parents are very, very concerned though.
yeah.
Maybe something you might want to talk about with your chain of command or something. Okay.
But I wanted to show you the 5G network rollout from Verizon back on September 26th because that's when they said they were going to launch it in New York. Here's the heat map from Johns Hopkins University that everybody's freaking out over. Look at this large concentration of people in New York who've been afflicted with COVID-19. Here's the heat map for Verizon's wireless technology. See all these bubbles indicate 5G network availability. Check this out. Of all the places in the country, 906. And over here, just south of Pennsylvania, 478. If you click on this, you can look at all the points where 5G is deployed in this area. Watch this. Okay, so scattered all around New York. If you look at the Johns Hopkins heat map, where New York City is, you got this high concentration where all the 5G networks are. And I've seen inconsistencies in this map, but this right here is pretty blaringly obvious. Watch, I'll pull out from this. We'll go to this Ookla 5G map. This is all 5G wireless, not just Verizon. Sorry, I think I said Verizon, but this is from Ookla. This is the Ookla heat map to show you where all the 5G wireless is. The high concentration right here in New York. Here's the high concentration of COVID-19. And I want to show you something kind of interesting. If you take a broad look at the United States right here and back off just a little bit, and then overlay the maps, look at this. You've got a high concentration of 5G right here. High concentration of 5G right here. Look at this. Look at all these supposed COVID-19 cases that coincides with the 5G heat map. Down here where there's no 5G put in, very, very sparse. Right here just southwest of Sri Lanka, right in the middle of the Arabian Sea, you have this 5G points. Check that out. Maldives confirmed 19, recovered 13, active 6. So where you have 5G, you have confirmed cases of coronavirus. I'm just going to leave that with you guys. There are inconsistencies in this map where if you blow it up, you can see that these high numbers of 5G points coincide with high numbers on the Johns Hopkins heat map.
This is how it is. If you are exposed to 60 gigahertz millimeter wave radiation, which is being attenuated by oxygen in the atmosphere, everything that has to do with oxygen in your blood, oxygen in your atmosphere, what happens is the electrons, which form a covalent bond that make oxygen diatomic, even if the activation energy required to break the bond, that happens on the ionizing radiation, it breaks bonds. But on non-ionizing radiation, it has enough energy to change the spin of the electron, which basically destabilizes its ability to function in simple terms as we can use it.
So in simple terms, the water in our body is being affected, which makes us breathe and live as a human being.
So water is different from, this is directly oxygen.
Oxygen, okay.
This is directly oxygen. So the ion component in your blood, hemoglobin, is what's responsible for transporting oxygen, if you remember our elementary biology.
Absolutely.
So the hemoglobin is going to struggle to lock onto the oxygen atoms because its orientation has changed. This is subatomic particles. It's not a very popular and it's interesting to me, but it's not a very generally interesting part of physics.
So basically for animals and humans, the 5G spectrum or the electromagnetic waves formed in 5G affect humans in
It will affect everything, not just humans. It affects animals. I mean, anything that's a vertebrate that uses oxygen, exposed to millimeter waves for extended periods. Ionizing radiation impact is immediate. Non-ionizing radiation, it's like death in doses. So the effect is gradual, and then you get to a point where your cells can no longer sustain that boiling microwave type environment.
So where you have a high concentration of 5G, you have a high concentration corresponding with COVID-19.
According to US government agencies, cell phones and EMFs are non-ionizing, meaning they do not have the power to alter atoms in the human body. Because of this, and the assumption that heating alone cannot cause health problems, the public is told that non-ionizing means safe. The resolution by the committee says otherwise. The committee states that, quote, urgent measures must be taken because of the inability of children to recognize the harm from the mobile phone use, and that a mobile phone itself can be considered as an uncontrolled source of harmful exposure.
نشان به خالی